Ben is a 55-year-old man. He presents as a thin man with many missing teeth. At the time of his assessment, Ben stated, "You know, you don't ever recover from killing your brother-in-law." Ben reported having drunk 9 pre-mixed spirit cans the day prior, and that over the past 6 months, his typical substance consumption had been cannabis 1 gram per day, drinking alcohol between 6 to 18 cans of mixed spirits per day, sometimes starting to drink at lunchtime, a $50 per day 3-month heroin binge on which he stopped because he spent all his money. He stated he did not want to commit crime to pay for his drug habits. Ben detailed that he takes Seroquel to help him sleep, along with Valium PRN during the day. Ben recently became a grandfather and would like to rebuild the relationship with his son. Substance use history. Ben reported that the first substance he tried was alcohol at age 14. He detailed that by the age of 16, he was sharing a bottle of bourbon with his 2 best friends each night after work from Thursday through to Sunday. This pattern continued with an increase of alcohol consumption to 2/3 of a bottle of Jim Beam every night for the next 8 years. At the age of 15, Ben reported smoking cannabis, billies, at lunchtime at school 2 or 3 times a week. He detailed at the time that he ditched cannabis as he preferred alcohol, feeling it was more socially acceptable. Ben reported that he started taking amphetamines orally at the age of 17. He stated that he didn't like needles. He detailed that for the following 10 years he would consume amphetamines orally about 3 to 4 times a year. At age 18, Ben began his first meaningful relationship with a girl that smoked cannabis, and they were permitted to smoke at their home with their parents. He detailed that he would smoke 0.5 gram per night on average, and he stated that it was like cigarettes for him. This daily pattern continued over the following 36 years. When he turned 24, he was introduced to heroin whilst being intoxicated at a mate's place. Ben reported that his use quickly escalated to injecting 0.8 of a gram or $300 a day. This pattern continued for the following 3 years until he was incarcerated. Ben detailed that he has overdosed on 2 occasions due to drinking alcohol as well as using heroin. He reported that he has not used heroin since being released from custody just after turning 27. At 28, Ben met his second significant partner. He detailed that they moved in together within 6 months, and she had become pregnant with his child. He stated that he was earning good money as a concreter and that his missus was a stay-at-home mum. Ben reported that his pattern of IV use and amphetamine use increased to enable the physical work of a concreter and that he would smoke cannabis in the evening to relax. He detailed that his GP had prescribed him Xanax to reduce his feelings of agitation in the evening and to help him sleep. The following 3 years, Ben reported he continued with the above pattern of substance abuse, and life was okay. That was until the night that he and his brother-in-law were driving back to the bottle shop, just a few kilometres away. Both had been drinking alcohol while watching the footy. They were involved in a serious car accident. His brother-in-law was killed. Ben was charged with culpable driving. He was found to have 0.08 BAC and amphetamines in his system. He was incarcerated for 7 years. Upon release, Ben moved in with his then partner and mother of his son, who is now 10 years old. Ben detailed that he and his partner argued all the time. He had to move out into a 1-bedroom unit nearby as to enable him to see his son. Seeing his son was especially important to Ben. He stated he would do anything to be able to see his son. Of importance is that throughout Ben's drug and alcohol use, there has been points in time of total abstinence. Ben detailed that he has relapsed due to his relationship issues, the subsequent loneliness, boredom, and the feelings of guilt from killing his brother-in-law. Ben was born in New Zealand. He detailed that his mother is Maori, his father Pākehā, white man, and that he was brought up in New Zealand until the age of 10, when his family moved to Australia. He detailed that this experience has left him in a disposition that he has always struggled with, not sure who to be with or where I fit in. Ben reported having seen an AOD counsellor for 3 months. He detailed that through his work with her, He learnt to think about drink as trouble, that on a day-to-day basis he could recognise that he had consumed more than enough alcohol and that any more would lead to trouble for him. Ben reported favourably towards the process of counselling and appeared keen to re-engage in the process. Motivation to change substance usage. Ben rates a medium level of taking steps to change, and he rates a medium level for recognition of the current problematic nature of his drug and alcohol consumption. A key goal in treatment would be to assist him in abstinence while supporting him with his emotional upheaval that he would undoubtedly experience. His elevated levels of ambivalence could be explained by his 40 years of alcohol and drug use and his sense of life being black. A further explanation for his high ambivalence could be contributed to the high fear and anxiety in managing his emotional state substance-free. Mental health issue. Ben stated that for the last 25 years he has experienced life to be dark. He detailed that 7 months ago it was very dark. He also reported experiencing anxiety and at times had trouble remembering. Ben reports life to be dark. He has never had any suicide ideation.